Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alana and I garden here in Central Virginia, and today I need to start a couple seeds. I have all my supplies here and wanted to go through the first seeds that I start for my 2026 garden this year. I've got some things. That's my dog screeching in the background. That might not stop. I apologize ahead of time. I've got a couple things that I want to get started indoors. I have an indoor greenhouse shelf setup that has worked exceptionally well over the past couple years, that I last year got a second whole shelf so I can start double the amount of seeds inside. And I start my garden from seeds 99% of the time. The only couple seeds that I do purchase from a local garden store or farm or even a box store every once in a while is stevia, because the seeds are extremely hard to get started. They're extremely small. In my experience, buying them wasn't worth it when I could buy a really well established plant for about $5 and it would last the whole season. And an occasional pepper plant that I have not been able to find the seeds for, like a Carmen F1 pepper comes to mind, is the one set of seeds that I can't find. Things like lemon thyme, I haven't been able to find a good source of seeds for. So those are the things I typically go shopping for. Everything else I could pretty much start from seed at home, which saves me money. It allows my season of doing my favorite hobby, gardening, goes almost year round, and I can control a lot of factors like the soil, the water, the fertilizer, all the things that go into starting seeds. So with that said, what I do here is start seeds throughout the winter and early spring season indoors in my house, and I care for them on a once or twice per week kind of schedule. And then when it becomes warm enough during the day, meaning above really 60 degrees, and then at nighttime, of course, it drops, I put the seeds out on my front porch to stay in the heat in the sun during the day, and then bring them back in at night. So this is a long process. It makes my growing season much more successful in the spring and summer. And, you know, I really enjoy this part. Hi. Welcome to the video. With all that said, let me show you the supplies that I have for today. I have a bag of soil right in front of me, which is just a potting mix soil. The better quality soil you have, the less fertilizer and work you need to do in my experience, the less sifting you need to do in my experience, and the better quality your plants end up being. If you're gonna take care of something for, 3 extra months rather than just going to the store to buy it, you may not be the type of person just looking for the easiest and most convenient thing, because this does take work, but you might as well get the right soil that makes all of that work worth it. So nice soil in my experience. You don't have to break the bank, but maybe just don't get the cheapest option. I have containers for my cups to sit in. I have 2 different types. This one is one I got off of Amazon last year. They're holding up exceptionally well. The one I left out in the snow all winter broke, duh. So, I mean, these are really thick walled. If I had just taken care of some of them better, they would have all lasted. I'm very happy with the quality. And then I have these ones, which is the Epic Gardening cell trays. I bought those a handful of years back now. And then I have 2 sets of cups that I'm going to start today. These are 3-inch by 3-inch containers with holes in the bottom. I've used these for 2 years. Last year I got a whole bunch more of them. They're honestly a perfect size for most things that I'm starting indoors. And then I have 6 cell trays from Epic Gardening as well for my first set of seeds, which is some greens, some broccoli, onions. This is going to be perfectly fine, and it'll fit a whole bunch of them in each of these trays. I don't really need to go bigger. By the time they get big enough, these plants, it'll be still cold and light frosting, but I think they'll be fine to go out. I do have a set of the 4 cells, which are bigger. I just don't think that's necessary for the plants that I'm trying to start today. Other things that I have is a chopstick, which is to me like my garden tool of choice every time. I have a container of water, and then I also have, if I have leftover soil, which I'm almost positive I won't, I'm going to go buy more today or tomorrow, but I want to start a couple sets of flowers that do well sitting in cold in some jugs, and put them outside and try that method this year as well. Oh, and then I have seeds, of course. Now I have a whole stack of seeds. This is too many. I will not get most of these done. I do have my priorities for what I want to get done today with the soil that I have, and then the rest will wait for another time. Normally I would get a whole jug or container, like a plastic bin, empty my soil in, water the whole thing. I don't have the patience to do that. So what I'm going to do this time is get my cups set up in my trays first, and then I'm going to put soil inside each cup, and then we'll water it right in after. So the soil's wet before we put the seeds in. Ta-da! Okay, quick water. I forgot to add on my supply list labels, because of course you need to label what you're actually doing. All right, I'm gonna write the names of the seeds on my labels, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back to chaos. All right, I'm gonna add a couple of the seeds on each one. I just placed the seed pack on some of the ones that are already labeled, so I don't have to search around for them. Let's add some seeds. All right, that is everything. There's a variety here, a couple peppers that I'm starting extra early this year, some lettuce that is started all in one cup, just so that I can separate them later, onions, rosemary, thyme. So yeah, it took a little bit longer than I expected. It always does, but first batch of seed starts are here, labeled, ready to go. Let's go stick them in the greenhouse, which I'll show you now, and we'll be done. This is my greenhouse setup. Nothing terribly fancy. It's a 4-tier shelf unit that actually folds flat and is super easy to store when I'm not using it. And I have a bunch of grow lights that are zip tied to the top. And when I turn it on, it looks like this. What I am going to do is I'm going to take these extra trays and stick them under these two so that they're closer to the light. The closer to the light new seedlings are, the more likely they're not going to get leggy. So let me do that real quick for you. All right, just like that. Don't really need to overthink anything when it comes to seed starting. You just stick some soil in there, get it wet, stick some seeds in there, label it, because you will forget what you put in it like immediately. And give it the light that it needs. Light and water for the next couple months. Depending on what you plant, you'll just need to know if it's frost tolerant and able to go out in the cold or not, and just take care of it. For me, I have mine wrapped up in, they're just sun protectors for your car. So, okay, I get it. I'll let you outside 1 second. I love you. What I do is I just close it up And what that does is keep all the light in, also keeps the heat that the lamps put off, and keep all of that in there because heat is also very good for seedlings. It also reduces the amount of light that comes out here because that's just too bright for no reason. And I will open it up every once in a while and stick a fan right on the counter, which is right across the way, and blow air into it so there's air circulation. The stems are getting strong from wind blowing on it. And also, a fan just helps reduce any issues with fungal gnats or anything else that could be going on in here. A fan is just a really, really good decision to make on any setup that's inside, whether it's in a greenhouse with lights or on your windowsill. If there's moving air, it's absolutely a good thing for your plants. And that is all that I have for you today. Getting a couple things started for next year. It feels so nice to get my hands on the soil, get my hands on my seed packets, opening new ones up, getting them in soil, and then it also kind of gets me going for how am I going to plan everything? Where's everything going? So I think in the next couple weeks I want to do like garden planning exercise and show you how I plan my garden and talk about the next things that I want to start in my seed starting setup. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. What are you doing? You're so cute. Cute.